Unmute.
Insta before that profile.
Yeah.
Say when. Go. Hey, everybody out there in Insta world. It's Thursday, April 9th. Hope everybody's doing well and safe and healthy. And we're just here. We're doing a live tasting of our 2017 Petite Sirah today. So wanted to say hi. We'll get started here in just about a minute or two, I think. And Jake and I here to taste some wine, talk about it, and something special.
Have some fun with the Petite Sirah. This wine's showing great. We're so pumped. Really small production. Excited that we have the opportunity to show it to you guys. It's tasting great. We have dove into it prior to this launching, and yeah, it'll be fun to go through it. So buckle up.
Buckle up. Let's get Gibbsy on the network.
So we're doing kind of a dual cast here. We got Zoom logging in right now on our laptop to my left and your right over here. Once you get that going, we'll go ahead and kick it off. But thanks for chiming in. They're on the Instagram app. It's a rainy day here in Paso.
Loving the rain. Loving the rain. Looks like it's gonna get sunny after today. Might be drying out for a bit. Might be our last little spring shot.
Everything's gonna be pushing. The grapes are awake. They weren't quite prepared for this. Take it. We need it. It helps leach the salts out of the soil and clean things up. And as we all know, California, as well as many other places, can use as much rain as we can get. So we're happy
to be
inside.
Time. Yeah, it's cool because we're getting to see the future. It's starting.
April showers bring May flowers. We like that. And here we are in April, so I expect to see quite a few in the back of the ramps this year. Looks like Zoom is going. We're up and running. Hello, everybody. Are we going? We're good to go? Woo! Coming live and direct from the depths of Peachy Canyon in Paso Robles, California. Hello, everybody. My name's Jake. This is my brother, Josh. We're the Beckett Brothers. And we're here at Peachy Canyon Winery today to have a little fun with you guys on our rainy day schedule and taste some Petite Sirah while we're all hanging out at home and or at our respective workplaces that if we're allowed to be there or if we choose to be there. If you're allowed to taste beverages at work, lucky you, so are we. Join the club. We're gonna be trying the 2017 Petite Sirah today. Pretty excited about it. It's something that we made less than 200 cases of, and it is an epic wine that is a first for us.
It's an epic wine that lends itself to a house of Zin. Petite Sirah and Zinfandel go hand in hand, whether they're old historic Zin vineyards where the actual Petite Sirah is planted within the vineyard, or if it's blended into the wine at a later date from special barrel selects that go into a final Zin blend. But we are fortunate to make solo Petite Sirahs actually for Peachy Canyon. We make two now. This is our 2017 Petite Sirah. We only made 189 cases. It's for the broad market, tasting room broad market. For everybody out there, a good value.
Yeah, it's a great value. Last week we showed you the West Side. This wine is actually line priced with our West Side Zin. As you can see, as my brother was alluding to, Zinfandels and Petite Sirahs go great together. If you have a bottle of this Petite and you're tasting with us, you see in your glass it's pretty inky, dark in color, and that's one of the little tricks that we have in the winery and why we say it goes with Zin, because we can put a teeny bit of this Petite Sirah in our Zinfandel and give it a little bit of color to make it a little bit darker and just give it a little prettier look in the glass without changing the flavor profile of the Zinfandel. So that's one of the things that we use Petite Sirah for, but we also believe it's a great solo, and that's why Josh and the crew went ahead and developed this program, our Solo Petite Sirah. We have one that goes in our wine club that, as Josh mentioned, this one's for the broad market, meaning we sell this to retail stores so that they can then sell it directly to you. We have our legacy label, which is our black and gold label, where we make our high-end estate Petite Sirah. And that's a really fun one, but we thought it would be nice to have a wine that we could get out into the market at a great price point and show people some of the other things we do here at Peachy Canyon. And we happen to grow Petite Sirah, so we thought let's bottle up a little bit of Solo for retail and see what it does. So like Josh said, we have 189 or so cases, or we produced under 200, 189, and they're available to you through peachycanyon.com. And or at your local retailers, any place you like to shop for wine, once you can go shopping for wine again. Or if they have curbside pickup, you can ask them, hey, do you carry the Peachy Canyon Petite Sirah? And they'll say, no, but we love Peachy. We'll get it in. And so that's a way for you to get it into your house without having to come to our tasting room. So with all that said and getting into the wines, we're going to go ahead and start drinking this stuff. Sorry, I got sidetracked. We're going to answer questions and we're going to go through these wines. I didn't get a chance to read that, CZ. We can put it up again. I'll let Josh.
Somebody just received their
one.
petite shipment in the new wine club. Super excited, Barbara. So wait, Barbara, that is a special wine. I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
Excited.
that's a big dog. Definitely got some serious backbone and good tannins to it. Really food friendly because it's a massive wine that can handle the charcuterie plates if you're into meats, and if you're into vegetables. We're going to get into another recipe that we think will pair well with this. But let's go ahead and jump into the 2017 classic label Petite Sirah.
Yeah,
Get
so
things going and see what we think.
like Jake said, first, visual, it's a beautiful wine. The color is amazing. It's a dark, deep purple color. And it fills the glass, but it doesn't stain the glass per se, like some that are, really, really inky, but it's definitely got that Petite Sirah look.
It can stain your teeth.
Yeah, it could stain your teeth. I'm sure if Jake and I split the bottle, we'd all have some funny looking smiles for the rest of the day, but.
Which we'll do and post later.
Sure.
Technical difficulty.
Our aromatics are, I'm gonna turn off my phone here. I think that was mine being picked up over there. Aromatics, it's got beautiful kind of blueberry, other dark berried fruits, a mild, light to no real oak impact, which is nice. You get with this particular petite, which I really enjoy, is it's all about Petite Sirah. It's all about the varietal. It's not adulterated or changed by anything like oak or over extraction. And it's very approachable at the same time. The fruit, the aromatics are nice and pretty, kind of a forest floor almost, raspberries, dark cherries.
Yeah.
But then on the palate, sometimes people get intimidated by Petite Sirah, or they're like, I don't like Petite Sirah because it's too big, or it's too inky, or too much tannin, or it overpowers things. And with this Petite Sirah being very approachable, it's got those nice fruits, but that tannin is so soft.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When I originally started drinking Petite Sirahs in the mid 90s, they were always bombers. I always felt like I had to basically eat a cigar in order to enjoy it, to tame it down a little bit. They were just massive and tannin bombs, like Josh alluded to. But this one is definitely really soft and velvety and has nice mouthfeel, but it has great rounded tannins on it that I think are going to lend to aging it. It's going to really age well, but it's a drink me now style, which is nice. It goes right in line with Peachy Canyon wines, which we make wines that, we appreciate people that age their wines and like to see how they evolve, but we would also like you to be able to buy our wine and have it tonight or at the next family event and it be approachable now. And so that's what's really, really kind of maybe not, well, I think is unique for Petite Sirah in the past, but these days I think people are learning, winemakers and wineries are learning how to work with them and deliver this varietal without it being so huge that you have to put it on the shelf for several years.
Better balance. The structure's there, the tannin's there, but the fruit is also there to balance it. so you can enjoy it, and it's not as real grippy, tannic, unenjoyable.
Yeah.
But you still get the petite or the tannic because you want it to taste like Petite Sirah.
Yeah, it's still, it can hang, definitely. Last night I had it with a sort of like a stir fry redneck style, I like to call it. I went ahead and we made it at my house last night with some venison. We did a venison stir fry and added a little sriracha on top of it once we served it, and had some Petite Sirah, and it was killer. It could totally hang with it. Neither overpowered the other, but at the same time, prior to having that, I had a little bit of a jalapeno hummus with some fresh veggies, and it totally hung with that too. So it's really versatile. So for the meat eaters, it works, and for the people that are more inclined to have vegetables or lighter foods, I like to add a little kick to it. That's why I did the jalapeno hummus. But it's just really well balanced, like Josh says. And I guess what I'm trying to say is this is a nice wine because you don't have to have a really massive meal in order to enjoy it, and it's not going to overpower a lighter meal because it is balanced and it has these well-rounded soft tannins. So it's just really versatile and fun, but it definitely is a standalone too. So I love Petite Sirahs. I love Peachy's Petite Sirah because of that.
It doesn't have to be the last glass of the night.
No,
Petite,
which they always are.
Right,
At the end of
there are
tastings,
some,
it's
right.
like you're gonna do a lineup, and okay, we go through. We're gonna do our rosés and our whites and our other varietals, and then Petite right before the port, of course.
Right.
But yeah, it's usually end of the line. But this can go anywhere in the lineup, and it's not gonna kill other wines. If say you're with a group of friends and you had a bring your own bottle event where you were tasting a bunch of different wines, you wouldn't have to put this one on the side and wait till the end because you won't be able to taste anything else after you have it. This is something that can be consumed throughout the evening and mix and match with other wines if you're just having some fun tasting with your friends and comparing different varietals or different petites.
We have, fortunately for Peachy Canyon, we have Petite Sirah growing at 4 of our 5 estates now. We have dry farm Petite Sirah here at the Mustang Springs Ranch. We have 4 acres of Petite at the Snow Vineyard. We have 2 acres at Mustard Creek and an acre over on Tyler Canyon and Willow Creek. And they definitely showcase themselves differently as well, even the same varietal at those different vineyards. And it's something, again, that lends itself into, like, this Petite Sirah is a blend of different vineyards in Paso Robles. This is not necessarily as much estate, but this is from the Kelnick Vineyard over in El Palmar, and then the Janes Vineyard out on Adelaida Road, out by the Adelaida Schoolhouse. And then it does have a little bit of Mustang Springs, but it's not very substantial. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. It's nice to be able to do really high-end petite and an everyday petite, and then have it in the portfolio.
Who's that said hi?
Vineyard PTO.
Hello, Vineyard PTO.
I wonder if that's
nice to hear from you. Stoked that you're chiming in on this.
How is the white label different from the black label?
Good question.
Yes.
There you go. Perfect. So, well, right off the bat, the black and gold label is a wine club wine. So it's released to the wine club first, and this is released for retail, like I said. So that's just really basic. This label we consider our classic label. It lines up with the West Side. As far as wine production and how it differs and how we make it and whatnot, I'll let Josh field that one. There's definitely, there's a production difference. Actually, this one's smaller than the wine club production. It's kind of reversed. We're slowly building this, but I'll let Josh talk about, where the black and gold or the wine club petite comes from versus this, which he already told you was Janes Vineyard and Kelnick, 2 different sides of Paso, great growers. We got a West Side and a Templeton Gap grower in this wine, but the black and gold label.
The black and gold, so like Jake said, the white to black in the grocery store versus wine club or tasting room, that's very easy. But on a winemaking style, black or white, we definitely treat them all with the utmost respect and the highest quality. We're still bringing these in small lots, doing meticulous sorting in the winery, pre and post sorting, hand sorting the grape clusters themselves, barrel select, everything. But prior to about the 2018-19 vintage, the white labels were more purchased fruit, and the white labels were purchased fruit. The black labels were estate and or really high end, where for the 2019 wines and for the rest of Peachy's kind of history with Jake and I and our families, they both will be estate fruit, but we're kind of going to make or what the correct word is for the high end, not high end,
Like the
better
legacy
or worse.
and the classic.
Yeah, legacy classic, where we make really small high end for the black label and still small and high end for the white. They're just going to be different flavor profiles. The white label, I think, is going to be more approachable, maybe more everyday wines, maybe a little bit more affordable than the black label.
Yeah, and so the Black and Gold Wine Club Petite Sirah is it'll see. There's obviously not obviously, but we'll let you know there is a price difference, and we use higher end barrels, more expensive barrels for the legacy wines, and that's reflected in the price. It's just it's hard to really discuss it without having the legacy here with it.
And tasting them, because that's a big difference too, is the taste, the profile. I think the black label is definitely going to be a little beefier, like Jake said earlier, a little bit more structure, a little more weighted, and maybe a special occasion wine compared to the white label Petite, where it's an everyday, whether it's the hummus or the venison tacos or whatever it may be, or it's an everyday Petite Sirah because we just want a nice glass of red wine. Same with the Zins too, West Side to Mustang or West Side to Especial.
And the Petite's definitely, this Petite that we're covering today is a drink me now style.
Yeah.
It's youthful, and it's pretty, and it has great Petite Sirah characteristics, but you can definitely pop the cork and enjoy this now. You don't need to decant it for 4 hours prior to consuming it. Some of our smaller production, the classic label Petite, is going to want to open it, give it a little time, let it open up, let it breathe, and it's going to slowly kind of evolve into its own as the day progresses, or maybe it might take you a couple of days to go through it. But this wine is definitely a drink me now style.
Petite Sirah production. We have, how long has Peachy Canyon been producing Petite Sirah? It's really a long time. I think the minimum at least since 2002.
I'm taking it out to Justin that time.
Yeah, and I remember sharing it with friends when we first started doing it. I think our 2004 vintage Petite Sirah got a 92 or 93 from Robert Parker. I think that was kind of our little light went on in our heads, like, hey, we can do Petite Sirah as well as Zinfandel, and we can do it really good. And it's really been a part of our portfolio ever since. Having estate grown dry farm Petite Sirah, that has really just started in the last 2 years, where we're actually getting grapes and making it into wine.
Working on it for 7.
Yeah, working on it. Yeah, for 7 years of growing before we got fruit. But we've had estate Petite Sirah grown at Mustard Creek and Mustang Springs for a while, for over 10 years now in the regular vineyard part of the vineyards.
Well, too, I would say producing for going on 18 years, and the estates have come on in the last 15 years even.
Yeah,
I want to say Mustard Creek was planted in like 03 or something.
Yeah.
We replanted that.
But it's awesome. We have, the DeBose or the Worth Hill Vineyard, the Dodds, the Four Hearts. There's a lot of good dry farm Petite Sirah on the west side of Paso, in the Adelaida and Willow Creek district. That's pretty exceptional and really cool. And fortunately, we have worked and still work with some of those growers as well. It's special stuff. And Mr. Brent Poppin, watching from the Valley Children's Hospital.
Hey, what's up, Brent?
Brent, hope all is well.
Mom and Dad are watching. Hi, Mom.
Down in Baja. We're trying to get them to do a live little show of drinking some Peachy wine down in Mexico.
Stuck in Baja. Bummer.
It's good stuff.
I love Paso, but I would much rather be with you guys down in Baja. That sounds nice. Dad, we're going to ship you some wines. So while we're here and live, we want to let you know, Dad, that we're going to send you guys some wines, and we'd like you to taste some wines and go live also.
Do a live show representing Paso from Baja, California.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
Some Baja, some fish tacos, and peachy wines.
What else? So yeah, this is a beautiful wine. Like I said, aromatics, blueberry, blackberry, some pie, fresh pie crust. Are we in charge? I don't know if Mom and Dad are in Baja. I guess you could say that at the moment. We're in charge.
So that was Dawn and Lisa are asking if Josh and I are in charge now. I've told you guys, I think I mentioned the last one, we are family owned and operated. So both my brother and I are co-owners with my parents, Doug and Nancy Beckett. April 1st, 2019, my parents retired from the general management positions in Peachy Canyon, and Josh and I took over. So yes, we are in charge, Dawn and Lisa, here at Peachy Canyon. I hope that doesn't freak you out. We're doing our best.
They're still involved. We still talk to them all the time. Talk to them daily when they're not here. They've been gone for 4 or 5 weeks.
They left right before this all went down.
So
they were supposed to be home, but decided just to stay. So
Just smart.
we've been throwing parties daily ever since.
Or we would have.
Had we known.
Had we known.
Yeah, so Mom and Dad are still, we're all partners together in this, but the day-to-day operations are Josh and I, as well as our team. We've got a great team here. I think I mentioned last week we have about 18 employees here at Peachy. They help keep everything going from our tasting room, which has dwindled a little bit because we're not open for tasting right now. But we've got our tasting room team, our vineyard team, our office team, and our winery team, as well as our sales team. We have a broker in the Midwest that helps us out to promote Peachy Canyon wine. So it really takes a village to keep a winery going, and we have a great village. But yeah, I guess Josh and I are here sort of steering the ship, and we've got a great crew on it with us, keeping it all dialed in and helping us live this dream, which is to make wine and get to sell it to you guys and share it with you, which is cool. This is new. This is actually cool. This whole experience, I'm trying to find a silver lining to all this. And this is one of them. Doing this is not something that Josh and I would have ever taken time to do. We would have felt like, we can't just sit around and taste wine during the middle of the day. We got things to do. We got to grind. We got to get on the tractor. But we've been sort of forced into this, and I'm really enjoying it. It's a great way to reach out. I'm not technologically savvy, so I wouldn't be able to put this together, but my sister-in-law Gibsy sitting to your right, my left, and Susie on my right, your left, have helped organize this so that we can broadcast this tasting and go through the wines, and it's really cool. So, we like to try and find the good things in every experience that gets thrown our way, and this is definitely one of them. So, yeah, we're having fun.
Ton of fun. And the aging of this wine too, I was thinking, this is a wine that I would recommend for those of you that brought it in. 2 to 4 years is where I think this is going to be. The bottle that it is, the glass that it is today, enjoyable, lots of fruit, good tannin. It is going to age, 6 to 10 years. I think more like 6 to 8. And then after that, it's going to start to change. But I like this wine in the style that it's made, being very drinkable now, 2 to 4 years, and it's spot on, and it's very enjoyable. I can't wait to share it with you all, and hopefully now that Jake and I are getting more interactive with tasting and stuff, I think this is going to push us to maybe even spend more time at the tasting room too. Yeah, and get over there and and talk to people and pour more wine and have some fun as well. I don't know, how are we on time? Are we good? Do we want to, anything else we want to hit on? Oh, next week's wine too, we want to talk about. We're going to do next Thursday as well at Wine O'Clock. We are going to start to dabble into some of the wine club wines that just went out. So those of you that have gotten your shipment, you can at least either enjoy them with us, and then you can always get more, or you can tune in and hear us talk about it. Each of the two wines, the
What is the next one?
2018 odd one?
Thursday, 1 p.m. The GSM and Mustang
The
Spring.
GSM, which is a Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre, 100% estate from our dry farm hills here, and the Mustang Springs. Yeah, so GSM, poured Burgundy glass wine. You can see there will be two different bottles, and then the Mustang Springs Zinfandel. So two different wines.
Estate, 100% estate next week. That'll be fun.
We can talk about them. We can taste them. You can taste them with us, and then you can chime in and ask. We can talk wine, talk shop, going back and forth, and or you can just get excited about it as we kind of give you some hints and about the flavor, about where what the vineyard, the winemaking, and all that stuff. So,
and I think these are they're both, not only they're 100% estate, but they're dry farmed.
yeah.
So if you don't know what dry farming is, it's basically growing without irrigation, letting Mother Nature bring all the water, and that's it. The plants get what they get. We have 35 acres of dry farm vineyard here at the Mustang Springs Ranch, and the GSM comes from that portion of vineyard, and so does this Mustang Springs Inn. It's really cool because the dry farming, these hills that are behind you in front of me, these hills, they tend to be very low yield, really small berries. The juice to skin ratio is really tight. They're extracted and in your face and bright, and they're just really fun wines. I'm stoked we get to taste them with you guys. They're fun. We've been going through them for the last couple weeks prior to the wine club shipping out last week, and just sort of seeing where they're at, and they're both rock solid.
Change of time, change of date. We have been talking about this. Maybe you can all chime in, and anybody that's listening, we've had some people ask if we could change the time to Friday or Friday afternoon so they can enjoy their wines with us as well. Maybe a little easier than Thursday afternoon. If we get a nice feedback, we would love to, if that's what everybody's on board. Jake and I are pretty flexible. We are recorded though as well and it's on YouTube on our website. So if you miss it, you can go to our website and you can watch them on Friday, pre-recorded on Thursday as well. So,
yeah. So we'll talk about shifting up.
Yeah.
Wine O'Clock can be anytime.
Anytime. We're willing, we're flexible. We're here regardless, so
yep.
We can make it happen.
I mean, what else are we going to do? Sit home with our kids? Ugh.
And spring break.
Woo. Ah, they're on permanent spring break right now.
Yeah, this is crazy. Let's see, what else? Can non-wine club purchase wines, purchase Black Label?
Black Label, they can now.
Yes.
Because the wine clubs have shipped. So one of the deals with our wine club, the Peachy Wine Club, is we don't release these wines to the public until our wine club gets it. That's one of the bonuses of being part of our wine club member, other than the 30% discount you receive on all our wines if you're a club member. But they get it first and foremost. After that, it's released to our tasting room, and then what's left is available for purchase. The bonus about being a wine club member is you're going to get it. Our wine club wines are very limited production, so yes, you will be able to order our legacy labels. However, if they're gone, they're gone. Our club gets it first, and they also get the first rights to purchase more bottles. So that's definitely a reason to be part of it, because there's such limited production, under 400 cases each. They go quick. And so, and they will always stay small, because especially as we evolve into these 2019, 2020, and so on and so forth vintage wines, they're going to be much more limited, as they will all be estate, 100% estate. And in future years, we finally have all the vineyards online, which is 102 acres of estate right now. But even the west side, which we tried last week, is going to be 100% estate soon. So, however, the wine club wines will be much more limited production. And so to answer your question, yes, you can buy them. They may not be available though. So join the wine club if you want to guarantee the ability.
And we can ship it to you, and or you can pick it up at the tasting room. But like Jake said too, you can find it all online, or you can call, talk to T, or talk to Christina
At our tasting
at
room.
our tasting room, and you can find all information at peachycanyon.com. And if you are a member, obviously 30% off. It's a bonus. It's a great deal. There's very few wineries that are still left doing that type of discount.
Yeah, this is the legacy Petite is over $40 retail. So a 30% discount is significant, and I think it's well worth it. When we get into our wine club wines next week, we'll talk more about how our wine club is structured. It's really cool. It's evolved over the years, and this year, for the first time ever, we mixed our Rhones and Zins and our Bordeaux and Zins in our shipment, rather than having all the Zins come in spring and all the Bordeaux and Rhones come in the fall. So if you're thinking about jumping on with us, it's a great time. This is one of the best wine clubs that we've ever released.
Very excited.
I've gone through 2 of them already.
Whole wine clubs, not bottles. Dry farming, water restrictions pushed more dry farming? No, not unfortunately, and no, not necessarily. There's definitely, there is going to be more restrictions, especially in the basin of Paso Robles. But we're definitely looking at what type of impact that will have if they do make restrictions. That doesn't just affect the grapes. We have to realize when we talk restrictions on water and impact, that affects acreage farmed, that affects employees, that affects how much wine is produced. So there's a lot more than just the water, but for us, it's a quality and a particular, the fruit is just different.
And the thing with dry farming is you can't just be a dry farmer.
No, not everything.
You have to be in a very specific location. You have to receive the amount of rainfall necessary to keep the grapes alive. You have to be in the proper soils that have enough moisture retention so that the plants have water throughout the growing season during the summer when you're not getting rain. That isn't offered everywhere. So the reason that there's irrigation is because irrigation allows you to grow grapes everywhere. So in order to dry farm, you have to be in a very specific spot. Like I said, a spot that gets enough annual rainfall to sustain the plants. And then you also have to be a good farmer. You can't just turn on the water and get more water because the leaves are droopy. It's not like that. Your timing has to be right. You have to clean cultivate, meaning you have to turn the soil. I could go down a full rabbit hole on this, but I would hope more people would dry farm, Misha, if they could. However, it's not something you just get to do because you choose to. You have to be in a special area, and we're fortunate enough to be in one of those special areas.
But we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We saw a message if we're doing any special discounting today for watching. We're not, but that's something we can talk about if we want to do anything for next week for our live shows. Maybe we'll do something in the future for, you chime in, and if you come back that hour after the show, I don't know. I just saw a message, so something to talk about. Don't forget to tune in next week, 1 o'clock Thursday, and by then we'll have an idea if we want to change the time, the date, anything like that. But again, hope everyone is safe and healthy. Remember, when you're out in the wine world and you're out shopping, to always think Paso, and especially, obviously think Peachy Canyon, but Paso Robles is one of the best wine regions in the world, and we hope you keep drinking Paso and keep drinking Peachy.
Do we need to address that price point? No? Okay, cool.
No?
I think you're still going.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend once it gets here. We can pretend it's Friday and just keep it going if you want. I'll jump in. We can just leave the camera on. We can hang out and drink together. Or, I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Thank you for chiming in, and we appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.
Your phone dropped.
Still not.
still going.
4 phone calls in a row. Lord.
I saw you driving. Did you say I waved at you?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
I got off, an old employee showed up.
Oh, is Tim out there? How's he doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
The
Think so.
delivery man now.
Delivery man, making the pizzas and delivering them.
Did you guys order from him?
Brenda did.
He did?
He bought a
One bottle?
$15 bottle of Grenache Rosé and got a free pizza.
What?
Oh, yeah, it's a free pizza with
One bottle.
one bottle.
One bottle, one free
Within
pizza.
50 miles. You can get it in Morro Bay if you want. They'll
50.
deliver.